I think we're in. Are we in? Welcome. Day 7. Streaming every day. One second, I need to call Chad. If he's gonna pick up. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Yeah. One sec. Can you hear me? God damn it. I can't hear you. One sec. Fuck's sake. Why can't I hear shit? What the hell going on, yo? What's going on? Oh, Chad's typing. You know what time it is? It's Invincible time. I'm so in love with this series, man. Man. Come on, dog. Why can't I hear, dude? What's going on? Check my sound's working. Yeah, sound's working. Sounds working. Bruv, what a day today it's been, man. How's you guys' day been? I've had a busy day. Man. Why is it not ringing, bro? This thing's stupid, bro. Yo, what's going on, yo? But yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot to talk about. I want to talk about Invincible first. Let me try and call dude one more time. Why the hell is it not ringing, bro? Now it's ringing. This mother... Oh, come on. Stop playing with me. I got to get the mic working. 1 second. Not the mic, the camera. Oh, I see what it's doing. That's jarring. Yo, skis. Yo, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. 1 second, just sorting out the stream because, god damn it, this stupid phone wants to freaking connect to my laptop whilst I'm calling you, and it's just messing up the whole shebang.
It worked last time, no?
It worked last time, yeah, but it's because I was using my Mac to stream.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's bugging out right now, but we're gonna get it back on. 1 second, let me just get this shit working real quick.
Bro.
I know.
I'm looking at this thing.
What's up?
I'm looking at the timeline. With this thing. It's episode 6, yeah.
Hold on, wait. We're jumping ahead, bro. 1 second.
My bad.
We're jumping ahead, bro. Yo, 1 second. 1 second, bro. I know.
Ready for it, trust me.
Because you've obviously seen, bro, the way my setup is mad. My setup is bugging out. I'm trying to get this camera to work. All of a sudden, it's not working. Dumb. Hold on 1 second, bro. Yes, stop connection, restart connection. There we go, we're back in. All right, perfect. All right, 1 second, hold on. Give me 10 seconds and we'll be good to go. Looking very blurry, dead. All right, we're in. All right, I'm on the phone with my Invincible partner in crime. Say what's up to chat.
Yo, what up, chat?
Don't know if you...
W's in the chat.
W's in the chat. All right, cool. We're obviously going to be talking about Invincible because Prime has just released something that kind of looks into the future. Well, gives us a tidbit of what's happening in the next episode, which comes out tomorrow, episode 6. I'm going to watch it on stream. It's 30 seconds, but you've seen it, right? You've seen it already, right?
Yeah.
Let me watch it on stream first, and then we'll talk about it.
Their coalition thinks it is strong.
All right, it's playing.
But they will shatter before our strength, our devotion,
Crazy.
Our vengeance.
Mad.
We will end their cruelty.
Mad.
We will end their atrocities.
Mad.
We will end their tyranny. This is war. And unfortunately, it is no.
Yo.
Their coalition thinks
One more
it is
time.
strong. They will shatter before our strength.
This is you crazy,
our
bro.
devotion, our vengeance.
Yo, throwing that moustache
We will
is
end
nuts.
their cruelty. We will end their atrocities. We will their tyranny. This is war. And unfortunately, it is no.
Yo. Alright, cool. So what we saying, bro? You've obviously seen this. What's your thoughts on this whole show? Yeah, bro. What's your thoughts, bro?
So I'm thinking, yeah, bro. Even if you scoot through the video, yeah, I think we're gonna see the start of this war, yeah. But I don't think we're gonna get a Thrag versus Mark until next season, bro.
Until next season?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Why next season?
It wouldn't surprise me, bro. Because you see the shot where they're sitting in the campsite.
Yeah. That's where Mark's recovering.
But they're supposed to be there for a bit of a minute, bro.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of that they're gonna be able to get away with skipping all of that timeline.
Yeah.
You know what it becomes like almost? It becomes like, do you remember like Broly?
Like what?
You know Dragon Ball Z Broly?
Yeah.
You know when Brody gets sent off the planet and you got a last and he's with his dad and have you seen, which versions have you seen? Have you seen both versions of Brody?
Bro, I'm so bad with Dragon Ball Z, bro. I'm so let's stay on Invincible because I know you're gonna be.
Where, like, he has to basically go, like he has to be somewhere for a hot minute and then they discover him again.
Okay, yeah.
But I think what will be, I reckon this season is supposed to serve as a lot of spin-offs, man. I think we're gonna get a lot of spin-offs after this season.
They're gonna long off this whole thing, innit?
I'm interested to know that you see that shot of Frag at the end. Excuse me.
What? With his back? You're talking about You're talking about the shot of his back.
Yeah, I reckon that might be the end of the episode 6. I don't think we'll see Frag really do much of anything.
Yeah.
This next episode, but I am excited to see sort of like what's gonna be happening.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things, like, to be fair, I think Mark, Sad, and Ollie in the same space. I couldn't think that even within itself could serve as a really good sort of like alternate storyline.
Yeah. And little bro looks like
together now, bro. You basically almost got the end of if you throw them all together now, you basically got the end of you've kind of got the end of Invincible. Like you kind of do need to kind of push and stretch things out a bit.
Yeah. No, I don't. I think there's a second video I was watching as well. I think I sent you the link where this guy's talking about everything. And he alluded to, he kind of spoke about what you spoke about, like the scene with Mark and little bro who looks older already. He's growing fast. They're sitting by the campsite, obviously waiting for Invincible to heal up. That denotes that there's gonna be a massive like time loop thing, and also kind of like paints a picture of what's her name again? Tech. It's not Tech Jacket. I forgot her name, but.
Oh, I know he's talking about, Tech.
Yeah, and Alan, like they will have been like on that Viltrumat ship for a long time. For a minute. But it's just good to see like Thrag getting ready for battle. Bro,
as I said, it's gonna be an interesting one, man.
Yeah, and the coalition coming together and like.
Well, what's gonna be interesting is the coalition is coming together, but the mold is still there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand what his role is. I mean, he's almost like an alternate version of Cecil, reminds me of a little bit, man.
But I don't know if that's the mole. I don't know if it's guaranteed that he's the mole.
What's his name again? I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either, bro. The old man that's, I mean, that is the reason why the whole poison thing got out.
We're gonna get into this. We gotta get his name right, bro.
I know.
His name.
But also, whilst you're checking that, like Eve is pregnant. Like, will we? Because they're gonna go. Are they gonna go back to Earth for the rest of the season? If they do, do you know what I mean? Do we see Eve? Do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know if they'll show this, but eventually, like having with Eve with child. This season, I doubt it. But I know if they go back to Earth, they have to talk about Eve.
I reckon we're just gonna be left on one fat crossroad, bro.
You think?
Yeah. I can't imagine. And you gotta remember, like, in terms of money, bro, these are onto a mad winner, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be looking to maybe push things out a bit.
Yeah, bro.
If I was them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From a monetary point, I'd be like, I can actually drag this out. I know my time's gonna be low.
Yeah.
You have been, you know what I'm saying? It's like
But wait, how many episodes are they saying is of Invincible is are we seeing this season?
I thought you said there was 9.
Let me see. There's 8.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's always 8. Wait, hold on.
There's 8. There's 8.
Yeah, there's 8. Yeah, there's 8.
So
Yeah, I've got.
we got 2 more.
We got this episode, and we got 2 more left. Think about it, bro.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of time for a lot of stuff to happen, bro.
And you're saying we're not seeing Invincible for the rest of the season?
No, we'll see him, but we ain't seeing him up on his feet, ready to fight again, bro. No way.
Yeah,
I'm
you got
very optimistic, bro. I highly doubt, and for my own sanity and not this.
Just
being
yeah,
I'm
not expecting it.
I'm not even allowing myself to even get that far. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Bro, then I will cancel the show, bro. If they don't do that, then I'll just be like, bro, you're not taking a mic, man.
Yeah.
Because they are sort of like, I get it. And you know, to be fair, bro, what we should do, we should definitely try and find out like maybe like behind the scenes of like how they actually pull Invincible together.
Yeah.
Bro, these fight scenes and whatever have, bro, they're intense, bro.
Yeah.
You know how long it takes to mark up stuff like that, bro? No pun intended, but do you know what I mean? Like bro.
Yeah. No, it's
easy, bro.
it's crazy. I'm just excited to see Thrag in action first and foremost.
Thrag in action.
Yeah, I'm excited to see, because obviously everyone talks about Conquest. Conquest is one of the strongest Viltrumites. But there's also another Viltrumite that's very strong. What's the lady's name? It's not Conquest.
Oh, the one that essayed the mock.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so much I want to tell you, bro.
Yeah. Don't hold all them. I mean, like.
There's so much I want to tell you, bro. You're my obviously. Well, put it this way.
I think it's Anissa. Is it Anissa?
Yeah.
Oh, Thula. No, I'm chatting shit. I'm just looking at bare names.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Is it Anissa?
Yeah. So,
yeah, and yeah, this
what I would say,
lady on screen right now on my stream. This lady is like, yeah, a problem. She's a problem.
She is, but as I said, if they're following it the way that I expect them to, we've got a lot better to come.
Okay, wait. When you say a lot better, how long do you think we got? How much of these?
I reckon if we're going at the pace that we're going at, bro, we're looking at like another 5 seasons, bro.
5 seasons?
Yeah, bro. To get to the end of if they want to get down to the end of this comic, yeah, you're looking at, bro, the timeline is stretches, bro. I remember there's alternate timelines as well. There's like, bro,
oh yeah, because there's Robot and the Man are still in the other universe.
Yeah, remember there's the other black guy. He's still in that other unit. Well, he's in all different kinds of universes, bro. He's still alive.
Yeah. What happens?
Bro, trust me, there's a lot of spin-offs, bro. There's a lot of stuff for that.
Yeah.
There's a lot, bro. There's Ollie's life in general, because I don't think we've really like explored Ollie's life. Like
yeah, because Viltrumites don't die. So what happens when you're mixed with like a not dying race versus a race that dies quickly? Yeah, like how long?
Trust me, there's a whole. As I said, I won't go into it. I don't want to be a spoiler. But
yeah.
There's a whole another set of worlds to come that we ain't even touched the surface. Trust me, where we're at now, based on the comic and the issues, we're not even close, bro.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of stuff to come, bro. Even I was like, wow. Okay, we got time. That's one of the only reasons why I'm a bit like, it's not ideal. But it's reassuring to know that we got that.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? Little gems you caught on
What, on this latest thing to come out?
Yeah.
I think we might see a surprise from Eve.
Ooh.
Again, I think we might see a surprise from Eve in it. Again, I'm not gonna say too much, but I think
This guy, there was nothing in that teaser that showed us Eve, but man just freaking reaching out to the memory bank and stuff he read.
You know what it is? You know the reason why I'm saying that is because we don't see any highlights of them.
Yeah.
What I reckon they're gonna do is they're gonna use these next episodes, I think, to bring us up to scale with just the war in general.
Yeah.
And then I reckon we'll start seeing some things Yeah. I reckon we'll start really seeing something. I reckon episode 5, season 5 is gonna be where it's gonna be at, bro.
Okay.
Um,
Well, yeah, man, bro.
I say that. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if this season 4 is done and then we get a spin-off in between. I can't imagine us jumping back in straight. Like there's gaps that need to be filled, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. You know what's
saying?
gonna piss me off though? Because we got how many episodes we got left? We got this next one, and then we got 7, and then we got 8, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Why do I get the feeling that episode 7 is going to be like filling in gaps?
No, but they have to do that, bro.
I know. I'm not
That's
looking
what
forward
I'm
to
saying. Like, bro, you got to remember, they whizzed through this season, you know. There's a lot that's happened this season, bro.
it. Yeah.
There's actually been quite a bit that's going on, and what I'm noticing is that like Thrag and the Viltrumites as a world, that's its own story. You could just do a season of that alone.
Yeah.
Then you got Eve and Mark. That's a season within itself now.
Yeah. The
Oh,
coalition
yeah,
war.
Do you know what I mean? The coalition lot. What's his name? The guy with the one eye.
Alan.
Alan could have his own spin-off, bro.
Yeah.
Easily. You know what I'm saying? So I think that
The poison as well. The perfected poison.
the perfected poison.
The thing that wiped out the whole all of Viltrumites and left 50.
Oh yeah.
That-
So yeah, there's that with who's got access to that? What's the guy's name, bro?
Yeah, bro. I'll be.
Jarmy, bro.
I
You
know.
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Him. Bro, the whole thing's mad, bro. The whole thing's mad. There's a whole lot of stuff to come, man. But yeah, we'll see. I'm interested to know. I think this next episode is gonna be a mix up between sort of like obviously a war, and I think the center focus right now is gonna be a war that explains sort of like everything that's going on, and then
Thaddeus. Thetis.
Status, that's it. Yeah, so status. So I think we're gonna reestablish all of that, bro. And then I think who we will. Do you know who I think who we will see?
Her.
And you know why we'll see it? We'll definitely see it, and I think that's gonna be a massive battle. Yeah.
Go on.
And we might see that. Ooh, yeah. I'm working, bro. I think by end of episode 8 or episode 8, I think we're gonna see the fight between Frag and Battle Beast.
Yeah, no, Battle Beast is apparently making an appearance this
He
season.
has to, because you got to remember, this isn't a spot. Like, I don't want to say we know who wins, but we know who wins. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a stark reason as to how I know they haven't fought yet, and I know that they probably have to do it this side of the season. And all I'm gonna say is Frag is not wearing something that he normally wears.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
There's something he's supposed to wear, and after, like, we'll see if Battle Beast and Frag start fighting, it will become obvious as to what it is.
Mm.
But there's something, and I remember we're looking it up on, you know, in the, what was it, not last episode before, where at the end of the episode we see Frag for the first time.
Yeah.
There's something he's supposed to be wearing that lets me know where we should be on the timeline, and he's not wearing it yet.
Okay.
Which tells me that him and Battle Beast have to fight.
Okay.
And I reckon, if I'm correct, it'll probably start in episode 8, and I reckon it might drag on into episode 1 of season 5 or season 6. Sorry.
When you said there's good, you expected what, 5 more seasons? I don't see that. I think this gets wrapped up in 3.
You know what I'm saying? All right, I'll say 3 solids, 3 Invincibles, and at least 2 spin-offs.
Okay.
I'll be shocked if you don't have another spin-off of sorts, man. There's so many rich stories in there, man.
They even tried an Eve spin-off way back when, but yeah, man.
Well, apparently that did really well. Though. You seen it, haven't you?
I did see it. I did it was really good, man. It did feel like kind of like, okay, this is nice. Great animation, great storytelling, as always. But like, if you ask me what happened, like, mate, I don't know. Created some shapes and stuff. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like, it was good though, but I wasn't really caring about it.
The ratings for Eve.
No, Eve is cold. Eve is amazing. But just a standalone spin-off of Eve, I'm like, mate, there's other characters. I mean, that I'd much more want to see. But yeah, it comes out tomorrow. Obviously, I'm going to be talking about it. Yeah, after my audition and stuff. But yeah, also, might as well, since I got you. You got to run off soon?
No, I can talk for a little bit longer.
Okay, cool. So, I'm completely switching subjects whilst I have you on the phone. I think it's crazy if I don't do this. So, get out of here. Hold on, wait.
Oh, I guess what it is?
Wait.
Can I guess what it is? I think I know what it is. Let me guess and see what if I can. I think I know what it is.
Okay, cool. Go on.
I
Without.
think it's about Kanye. I think it's about wireless being shut down. Is that what it is? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, it's about wireless. And I was talking about it yesterday on stream. I was
I'm
like,
in two minds, bro.
go on, talk to me. Because I'm in two minds
I
too.
don't think that level of importance should be given to an artist when you start performing. Like, we shut down the whole damn festival, bro. That's, to me, that's insane.
Uh-huh.
Secondly, I think the fact that they shut down the whole show because he's been banned kind of proves his point again.
Uh-huh.
And I think it speaks to a wider thing of, I don't think that part of the community really cares too tough about the way it makes them look.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're very much used to being able to put their fingers and make things happen.
Yep.
And that's on a global scale.
Yeah.
And I think what you're seeing is, I think all entities are pushing back on this particular group, which is not, I don't want to give a general sort of like broad term,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not all of the Jewish community that this exists, right? In many respects, I've got plenty of Jewish friends that do not agree with a lot of what they're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
As well as they don't agree with Kanye, neither do I. And I think, one, if we're going to allow someone like, who's the politician that Keir Starmer hired, who was friends with Epstein?
What?
Hold on, let me find it.
So one of the princes.
No, it's not one of the princes. It was someone else. Keir Starmer. Yeah, Epstein.
I think my opinion on this might be a bit different to yours, you know.
Wait, 1 second. Mandelson, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Mandelson, that's it.
Mandelson, yeah.
So he's so my thing is, if you can have someone like Mandelson, who is a known friend of Epstein and known to be a bit of a troublemaker and do all these kind of things what all politicians knew beforehand.
Yeah.
And then you put him in the position that you had him in, which is basically like security or like defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have him in position and that be okay. And that's what I don't understand in terms of like, and again, I don't know if the Jewish world, that particular part of the Jewish community that's obviously gone up in arms about this stuff, seemingly also went up in arms about what was happening with that.
Yeah.
But I understand their stance, but I don't also quite understand what the massive outrage is for a festival, which in many respects that I'd assume that the majority of the Jewish community might not even go to anyways. It doesn't like, other than the fact that it's in North London, which is a part of which is
Stamford Hill is, yeah.
Which I understand.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's just like, well, again, if we're going to apply that, then we're going to need to apply that in so many different other areas that actually will go against the Jewish community. But as I said, that particular subgroup of Jewish people that seems to have such an issue with this, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think one wireless should be cancelled. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's giving too much to Kanye, if I'm going to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's so many other artists that I think that maybe not could headline 3 days in a row, but that could definitely headline. Thirdly, I also think it speaks to the state of where music is at right now, if I'm going to be honest.
Yep, a lot of people, I've heard that.
Because I think I'm at the point, I'm thinking, well, if Kanye is the headline and that's the best you're telling me you can get,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're not going to have him, you're going to cancel the whole show, then I've got to now look at the organisation and be like, yo, what's... Like,
but I got to say this, though. I got to say this really quickly. Sorry to interject.
No,
like, Kanye is a pawn, in my opinion. Like, it's not really about Kanye. I don't think.
Talk to me.
I think it's the organisers of Wireless digging their heels in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, clearly they don't care so much about the things that Kanye's done and like how problematic some of the things that Kanye's been on is. All they care about is how can we create the biggest, how can we top the last show? And in inviting someone that is now infamous, like we see what Kanye's doing at SoFi. We see how well his album's doing. It's about pockets, bro. And I think the people that, you know, when they talked about like Pepsi dropping out and PayPal dropping out, so on and so forth, there was someone that I was listening to and he was saying that
PayPal would have been an easy thing to drop out anyway. You know who's, I mean, I know who's behind PayPal.
But either way, no, I'm saying either way, these guys knew that Kanye was headlining when they decided to be a part of it.
Of course.
And so like when they started seeing like the media kind of backlash, then they start backing out. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so where do your beliefs and like integrity and kind of like feelings about Kanye's problematic words. Do you know what I mean? Lie. Clearly,
I think that's my point.
it's
Yeah,
about their
sorry,
pockets. It's ultimately about their pockets. And so I'm saying like the backlash and so on and so forth, it starts to look like it's about Kanye, but really and truly it's a conversation about pockets. Do you know what I'm saying? I think when all these people dropped out, Wireless what they did is they changed their website. They removed all sponsors out of their website and kept everything the same. They kept Kanye still performing in 3 days. It was only until the UK said Ye cannot travel to the UK where they were like, it's kind of like you're throwing your toys out the pram. It's like, we want to put on this festival. We want to do it like this. We don't care. We want this. So when they said, no, Ye can't come, dig on our heels.
That's kind of how it's always been. And I think that kind of speaks to what Kanye even saying. It's just like when these lot click their fingers, for whatever reason, stuff seems to happen.
Yeah.
But when they're on the opposite side of things, where they're in control of it, and we want to pick our things, nothing happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that speaks to like the idea of like, for example, even if you look at it on a wider scale, and that's the reason why I think part of this is within the realm of like politically what's going on, where we're having a massive shift of power. And I think we're gonna keep seeing stuff like this, man.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna keep seeing stuff like that. And you know what? I'm kind of glad at the fact that, because my thing is, listen, if you don't want him there, then why the hell should he be performing anyway? And I think on a wider context, I've always had this issue with people being able to put us in these entertainment spaces as entertainers, quote unquote.
Yeah, we're much more than that.
Throw money at us and then be like, yeah, go dance on stage. And like, bro, wait, like, what the F do you mean, bro?
Yeah, we're literally the culture.
So I personally think that not only do I think if Kanye could, like, listen, people would leave this country to go and see Kanye perform.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was Wireless, I'd be like, listen, this year we're going to do Wireless overseas somewhere else for the first time and try it out and see how it goes elsewhere. But I don't think they do Wireless elsewhere.
Yeah.
If I was them, I would think about maybe doing it with like maybe as a thing as part of like the music festival in France that everyone goes to now.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Fête de la musique, yeah. I'd be like, listen, I'll be on the blower now saying, listen, we need to push this back a bit. Can we headline and can we get, like, if you want, like, we'll sort out the money, but can we headline at your show?
But this is the thing, though. This is why I think.
It probably would, but to be fair, don't get me wrong. I'm saying France, it'd probably go down even worse.
But I don't think so.
No, but the Jewish community in France is huge.
No, yeah, no, for sure. But I do feel like, Wireless saying we're not having a show, it affects the people that were so-called really, I'm talking about the politicians and the people that like have deep pockets. Do you know what I mean? Ultimately wanted to benefit from a show like Wireless happening. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Wireless saying, all right, cool, you take away what we want, we take away what you want. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it does massively benefit the local council and, do you know what I mean? Like, pockets, and how much money is going towards like all the refunds. That's what the thing that Wireless are saying. They're like, yeah, right, everyone's getting a refund. Like, how much money are they saying no to?
Yeah, I guess in a sense, but like I think in the grand scheme of things, I would assume these organisations probably have like pockets deep enough to run a festival without they actually needing. Like, I'm pretty sure that they've maybe accrued enough money to a certain degree where they could probably run a festival on their own. But why would you do that when you can get people to sponsor you and do it for free? Do you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean I don't want to assume that Wireless as an organisation don't have money.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Wireless as a company. I'm talking about like who Wireless are mad at. The people that Wireless are angry at for like maybe.
I don't think Wireless are mad, you know. I don't think Wireless are mad.
No?
I think you've got to be pretty naive to think that you would be able to get Kanye West as a headline in North London, bro, where it's like they got their own postcode for Flip Flip.
Yeah.
You think they're not gonna have a problem, bro? You knew they were gonna have a problem with that, bro.
Yeah, Finsbury Park is way too close to Stamford Hill.
They may have not made this big of a deal, but I personally don't think they should have made this much of a deal about it. If I'm gonna be real, like, I don't quite understand it when you've got people like Nigel Farage and stuff that will happily put up their hand and do the Nazi sign or whatever have you. But they're okay. They can leave, bro. Not only are they okay, they're running for office and they're winning. What do you mean? You're more worried about Kanye West.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's not about Kanye.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So I think you're definitely right. I think Kanye West is being used as a pawn. From what I know of what people are saying, that I've been to his concert, they're saying it's the best concert they've been to in their life. His latest tour.
Another thing I was going to say.
Two minds about the whole Hitler thing, but that's what everyone keeps bringing up.
Yeah, for
Everyone
sure.
keep bringing up the whole thing about you sold sticker t-shirts, and you made a song called Hell Hitler. I remember I was saying to you before we even had this conversation, I was saying, I don't know why you did that. I don't know what would possess you to do something as thing as that. It's a bit, it's dumb. Bro.
But when you listen to Kanye speak about it, obviously he's got this whole bipolar thing. But man, even if you're bipolar, you can decide to not print a T-shirt. Right? You can decide to not sell a T-shirt. Right, so that's the first thing that people would say. But the second thing that Kanye, I believe, has said, now I could be butchering this, but I'm kind of paraphrasing what I've heard. It's something along the lines of basically him feeling like black people, black lives, and how music artists are treated in the industry and not getting a fair shake because of the, I guess, the so-called real owners of the music and of our culture are Jewish people, and because they don't care. I've heard him say something along the lines of like, because they don't care about us. Well, listen, you hurt us, you hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you by saying some of the most heinous things. And that's kind of the realm he was coming from. It's like hurt people. That's what made him say the things he was saying about Jewish people. That's what made him say, do the things in regards to selling T-shirts. But here's the thing that I really want to get to. Apologies, right? Like, so since that whole saga, Kanye West has been around like Jewish, I don't know, people, leaders of the Jewish community, apologized, written statements, so on and so forth, and kind of tried to do some atonement shit, right? But
then didn't he make Hell Hitler after them?
I don't know the time span.
That's the thing. Like, the thing is, like, there needs to be almost like a bit of like a time research thing, man, to know like how things are falling in and out. Because I don't know if he's doing that, like the thing of like in terms of his bipolars evoking him to say sorry and then go back on what he's doing.
Yeah, but first of all, I don't know if he's gone back or anything like that. But one thing I do know is that there's been like apparently 2 statements of apologies before just before the wireless thing got cancelled. There was like an apology thing, like he wrote something like a statement from his own voice, but also from like
I think I remember.
And so I'm like, I'm of the belief, man, if you do the crime, you do the time. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever consequences come off the back of you being a fool, man, you just got to deal with it, right? Or making an error in your ways. Like, it is what it is, isn't it? But my question is, in this current time, in this current climate, like, what is the weight of an apology? Does it mean anything, or is it more about what you've done?
An apology without a change of behaviour is nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we will establish that from more of like a health point, if you want to call it that. But how do I go out of my way? How do I monitor Kanye West's behaviour? Yeah. Can I be honest with you, Benny, bro? I don't care.
yeah, true. Yeah.
Like him changes or not, bro. It's not necessarily, like, as I said, he's not a big enough fish like that for what he does to have an effect on me. Yeah. I'm more worried about paying maybe attention to what Elon Musk does more than Kanye West, if I'm going to be honest. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
but I'm talking about more like in society, because because I think a lot of people feel like they just don't care. And I'm saying if that's the case, then he will never be able to atone for his wrongdoings, because people don't care for him anymore. He's cancelled. That's cancel culture.
Yeah, but in a sense, it's like, what would you expect from people that keep giving you opportunity?
There you go. That's my point, though.
You got to remember. Yeah, and I think if I'm going to be honest, one of the reasons I think we give him so much grace is because of who he is. Unquote. I think your normal average day citizen is not going to be getting nowhere near as much grace as what we've given to you.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm not even saying we, or should I say what society is giving to you.
Yeah.
I think you need to go back to the time span of the fact that he weren't just doing this at this level. He was doing it with women as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting these women and almost like grooming them into whatever the hell he's got, that like Amber Rose and all them lot. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's been on this wave of kind of like going into different pockets and kind of just making a bit of a nuisance of himself, man. And I think, like, I don't know if you've seen, and maybe this is what we should watch together. 100% we should definitely watch this together. We should definitely watch the Kanye West documentary.
I've seen it already, but it'll be good to watch again. He's a madman.
We should definitely watch it again, bro. And I think it was when I watched that documentary, but that documentary hasn't even really done well in terms of sales. And I think part of it, you probably look back at it and thought, I don't even need people to see this.
Yeah, bro.
Because my thing is, there's some point where you're like the bipolar. Listen, my grandma's bipolar, bro. I know what bipolar is, and I'm sorry, man. There's points where it's just like, nah, man.
Yeah.
When you've got the kind of money you've got, which also affords you the kind of time that you have, bro, take steps away and sort yourself out, bro.
Yeah.
And then my thing is, like, take responsibility in a sense. If you know you're still due to come back in and you still got these big problems, is then when you have your moments, like, bro, like, I know artists, we know of artists that will disappear when they don't have bipolar. Look at Kendrick Lamar. You don't hear from that guy until he's ready to release music. Why can't you do the same?
So here's the thing.
Why can't you just release clothes when you want to release? Like, why don't you just release music and then just kind of take a fallback? So in terms of his apology, I mean, the apology would have to be on toward himself, man. I don't really feel like he owes. I think people have made it very clear of what their stance is, what they're disappointed in, and you know what I mean. Like, obviously, again, we can administer an apology, but like, what after Diddy comes out and administers an apology? What, we're gonna turn around now and say, all right? Because already, like, that's another thing that's creeping up, by the way, completely off the shit, but that's creeping up. Like, artists are going back on how harsh they was with Diddy. That's already happening, and he's not even done his stint yet. He's still got.
He's not even done his stint yet, man.
He ain't even done his birthday. He's not even done his stint yet.
Yeah.
People are already kind of like going, and it's not coming from the Iron man. It's coming from us, lot.
Yeah,
We're the ones giving him the blind now.
But so
let him go up and do that again, and then all of a sudden we're gonna turn around. Oh, this is the reason why. It's like, what are you thinking about?
So I'm on a different. I think my perspective on this is a bit different, because I'm very black and white when it comes to like how we treat people, and I think ultimately it's either, do you know what I mean, every wrong'un gets ousted, do you know what I mean, gets exiled, or we have like what I guess the society we live in and what jail is supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be rehabilitating. So we have a culture of rehabilitation, of
Sorry,
I'm saying for me it's one or the other. Do you know what I'm saying? It's either like rehabilitation or it's you're wronging. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like to the chopping block basically. And I think
you're saying rehabilitation or rehabilitation to where?
I'm saying those are the two options.
No, but I'm saying that in the sense of like, I think there's something that we as a society of people, like myself and yourselves particularly, we miss, which is everyone says the system is broken. It's not broken. The system is working perfectly well. We just don't like it. This is the system. It's always been this way. This has always been the pattern. So the less morally sort of like compassed you are, is the further and more successful you can get. And I hate being one of the people, like, because I don't think money is the root of all evil. But in the hands of people as such, there is a strong reason as to why people that are all at the top seem to have this type of behavior, this type of odd behavior going on.
Yeah.
And I completely agree with you. I think depending on how you treat people, and that's the reason why I'm saying that I'm shocked that even artists are even saying, oh, we get like, for example, Diddy, so again, slightly off topic, artists are already saying, well, he's done so much. And I'm just like, no, he hasn't, because if he did, then there'd be a lot more artists out here that would have their master. But the majority of the industry, from where we're coming from, underneath Bad Boy, are all poor because you didn't give them their master. So tell me how it is in many respects that this person is supposed to be of such a big influence. So you mean out of 100 people that you haven't linked to his label, for example, you mean 5 or 6 only cut through, and we're looking at that 5 or 6 and saying that's a big accomplishment.
Here's the thing though, can two things be true at the same time?
They can be, but I think in them kind of cases, I can't see how it can be. I understand the fact, but for example, like, we all know that a lot of these artists have had stuff done to them for them to even get that. So again, that's what I'm saying. But people say the system's broken. No, because in the Oil Man's world, that's how they've always done it. It's always been that transaction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Ye situation. So there is a transaction that's happening in that place. So the idea of like Kanye West apologizing, to be honest, bro, respect, I don't really care whether he apologizes or not.
Yeah. And
I'm not in this deal that people seem to have, or like transacting with him, whether it's energy or time, bro. I can't remember. Like, I couldn't even name his last 3 albums off the top of my head, bro.
The chips will fall where they fall in it.
Like, yeah, he's got like some good, like I said, there'll be an odd banger here and there that I'll listen to. But generally, I'm the kind of thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sick, like, but I would, and many times I do that because I do try my best and always I try and stand on my values regardless of who it is. So again, when I found out about the R. Kelly thing, I mean, I started kind of easing off his music anyways, generally, when I first started hearing about it. But they're completely done. Like, I can't really play R. Kelly something.
Yeah, man. It's an interesting. Yeah, it's it because also what I think is also going to be interesting as well. Bringing it back to Ye, is what happens next, because we know what Kanye's like. When he feels strongly about something, he will pipe up and be like, da da da, this is why, da 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 da, and go on a long ass rant. Change behavior will be like, do you know what I mean? Like, respect. This is like, do you know what I mean? This is what happens when.
I think the thing is, I don't think Kanye West needs to change.
Interesting. You don't think Kanye needs to change?
Why should he? He's been rewarded all this time in his career for being who he is. Why would he change now?
But I think that's a difficult thing to say, man. Like, I think if you've done harm, and it came from, you know what I mean, you being out of sorts, do you know what I'm saying, or like responding from like an emotionally, you know what I mean, inept place, then I think once you get to a point of realization, I think it is important to kind of like, I think it is important to apologize. And change behavior is, you know what I mean, is the real apology.
My question is, how do we monitor that with someone whose life is built, whose life and career has been based off of a large number or a consistent pattern of effort?
I don't know. I don't think it's really on.
That's my point is that Ye's brand is based on this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like, for example, it's like, and I think people would probably be more welcome and open to it. But it's like removing the ratchetness from Cardi B, bro. She's not a sellable, bro. It's as simple as that. And if we're gonna talk about it being about numbers, bro, Kanye West, like, I'm sure the world would love to see Kanye West in his absolute highest state, making incredible music.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, whatever way, shape, or form, it does not manifest in the way that we see it as, because it doesn't work in the idealistic system that we see. He doesn't play for us.
Well, some of us.
He claims he tries to play for us in many respects, but under what system, bro? That's like playing, bro. That's like, I'm trying to use an analogy here. That's like going to Brazil to go play football, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And no one sort of like rates Brazil as a football team, but they just know that Brazil just plays incredible football.
Mm.
The funding that goes into make, or whatever goes into make Brazil incredible at football, you're not just going to stop that because people don't like them or people don't like their value system.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You're gonna keep putting that, and it don't matter how many times they apologize. They're gonna keep kicking balls, bro, and that's what we go to them for.
Yeah.
The reason why I think Kanye West is able to slip in and out of this is because that part of his music is not hugely affected by this other controversial stuff. If anything, we kind of will have this. I think it's quite kind of pseudo mindset of like, as a creative, it influences his music, and that's what partially makes him great. I've had people try and use me, I'd be like, oh yeah, but he turned his misfortune into gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? So what does that mean? You're gonna? So then what's the point in apologizing? I mean, that seems like that's the formula. You need to keep putting yourself through these life circumstances to be able to generate the work that you do.
I mean, okay, I'll tell you my complete stance on this, right? For me personally, I think there's two sides to it. I remember when I did jury service this one time, and I remember seeing, like, I was like one of the youngest people there, and I heard a lot of these people in their 40s and 50s talking about the problem with the younger generation, and they were banging on so much, I started taking it personally. And I was like, eventually I was like, well, the generation that you're talking about of children are the children that I guess the generation that came before didn't necessarily take responsibility for. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So it's easy to point the finger and be like, it's the problem, it's the problem. It's like, no, we came into this world that was, do you know what I mean? That was already curated by your generation. And
that's
so
the reason why I talk about the community, bro.
So this is my point. So my point is this, like, I really feel strongly about what we say, nah, that's none of my business, or like about my perspective on things. Because if my perspective on things are kind of like, I don't know, kind of like, nah, if that's what you're on, do your thing in it, like, be gone with you. Then I'm like, well, what am I inadvertently allowing my, hopefully, God willing, I have children one day, my, do you know what I mean, God willing children come into this world to exist in? And then I also have to kind of like ask myself the question on how I feel about forgiveness, and how I feel about like atonement, and how I feel about all these things. And I think ultimately, I know in my heart of hearts, I'm not the kind of person to be like, do you know what I mean, like, be gone with you. That's not in my spirit to be like that. My nature is to always kind of understand why you are like this and why you've done certain things. And yeah.
Someone's behavior, what does that do?
Say again.
And without put Kanye West to one side,
Mm-hmm.
what does rationalizing someone's consistent poor behavior do?
I don't think it's.
Knowing why, what does that do? Like, what does that do? Like, why? And you know what it is? I'm saying also this for people that are listening or that are watching this. If you want to get an idea of like what it looks like when someone kind of like keeps apologizing, keeps going back, keeps apologizing, and then extent can get to, bro, go and watch the Lamar Odell documentary. Trust me, it'll blow your mind.
Lamar Odell.
Watch that recently. Yeah, the basketball player who was married to Chloe.
Oh, Lamar Odom. Yeah.
And this is another white thing. This is gonna be. I mean, you should definitely talk about this, bro.
Yeah.
Another like similar. I think a lot of the community owe the Kardashian family an apology, bro. Because when you look at the Khloe Kardashian situation, when you look at the Kim Kardashian situation, these are both two women that actually stood by their men. Even though us as a community were saying the reason why their men done what they did is because of them women.
Yeah.
It's crazy. When I actually think about it, it's actually mad to think that was the leg without putting them. But watching both those documentaries and how those women stood by them and could have said so much more at the time that they were going through, but they were actually too busy looking after the very men that people were saying that they were basically doing witchcraft and whatever, which is ridiculous. So my thing is, again, is like there's so much outrage for the people that are actually looking after him. But again, even in the Lamar Odell thing, part of the documentary, when he's gone into hospital because he's going into a coma, there's man in the end that owed him money, and they've gone to the hospital pretending to go see him, and they've robbed his stuff, bro, while man's in a coma. What are you talking about?
Yeah, crazy.
So she's had to step up. I think Khloe Kardashian's had to step up and be like, listen, I'm going to keep an eye on it. Bro, Lamar Odell's dad come see him. And all he wants is a pair of trainers, a hotel to stay in, and a drink, and a packet of cigarettes. And we look at our outside of us all the time to be like pointing the finger as to whatever have you. And so my thing is like, if we're going to hold like Kanye accountable, then hold him accountable, bro.
But how do we do that? That's kind of asking your question.
I'll be honest, then you don't go to his shows. I know it's harsh, bro, because that's you're talking about man's way of living here. But bro,
That's facts, yeah.
If you're gonna put yourself in those arenas, fashion, music, whatever it is, even politically try to even run for president or whatever the hell he thought he was doing. If you're gonna take that type of stance and put yourself in the mainframe of that and start talking about you're bigger than Walt Disney or you're more influential than Walt Disney, then you have decided to hold the weight of that. Yeah, which means then if things go wrong, then you have to then deal with the weight of whatever that is.
Or
so if that's now that you're cancelled and you're cancelled forever, then bro, I'm not saying that's what should happen, but you gotta deal with what comes on your plate. Man.
But you know what's sorry, go on.
You wanted it.
I was going to say this really quickly. What we're basically saying is, and this is where I feel like when we talk about culture and community, it's really important to like kind of look at the state of that. Because I think sometimes we talk about culture and community when it suits us. It's like, yeah, man, I'm part of the culture. Yeah, it's community. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, great. He's doing. I've seen this guy. I've helped him out grassroots, and he's come out of the same hood as me. We love that. We support our own. But then, when do we not support our own? Do you know what I'm saying? When we're like talking online, chatting shit about them. Do you know what I mean? When people are like having the fall from grace, that's when it's like, okay, leave them to their own devices. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I think we have a problem with that word, community and culture, because it seems like we use that word when it suits us, and we talk about holding people accountable when it's easy to like, do you know what I mean, to do that when it's like, man, maybe we didn't hold ourselves accountable in terms of like when Ye was doing all this stuff, like.
Yeah, but we always do that. That's right, Brenny.
Do what?
That's the reason why half the time I switch off of these topics, man.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Because I see the blueprint. I see it as like, okay, so when we love him. Similar again. When Diddy did his dance party, he did his billionaire boy dance. Not dance, the meet-up where you could see them all toasting together in their suits and whatever have you.
Okay, yeah.
Everyone's cheering them on, everyone's saying, yeah, black excellence. Black excellence.
Yeah.
Based on what? Based on exploiting other black people, bro. This is black excellence.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but you know how the game is tragic. Look, bro, honestly, I think
yeah, so sometimes
industry as well. We're so sometimes that the idea of us like progressing is, bro, it's like a dream.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Like, we're so sometimes it's like what again now, like the truth of the matter is like if we're saying that we're standing on business, then to a certain degree, yeah, sorry, bro, like we want to see you, but brother, we're gonna have to deal with the consequences of what you created along the lines, bro.
Yeah.
Just because you've been made an apology, don't mean. But I always think apology doesn't equate to access, yeah. So you can go and hurt someone, you can do some effort to someone, No problem. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But don't dare for a second think that somewhere along the lines you can apologize, and then that means okay, cool. Like what? So back on course. No, it's like, no, bro. The point of being apologetic is you deal with what comes with that. So if that means you can't perform in London no more, then brother, so be it. Bro.
Yeah, but you also was the other thing I remember hearing. KRS-One was talking about this. He was like, when we do crimes, we don't jail us. You know what I mean? We ain't got our own jails. We ain't got our own like courts. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kanye ain't going to a black court. He's going to. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's basically his future or his like, I guess freedom or like imprisonment weighs in the balance of laws that have nothing to do with us and our culture. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think therein lies the problem, innit?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you, bro. I think the community. Whenever these things happen, I look at the community before I start looking at anything else.
Yeah.
And I start thinking about like,
Yeah.
what if as a community, excuse me, we were more consistent, and we said, listen, yeah, until you get your mental health back to where actually where, or get yourself to a genuine point, whatever, none of us are not coming to see each other.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But also, and this is why I think it's sometimes because the truth of the matter is when it comes down to sales, and if you look at the demographic, listen to his music, and the people that are probably making the money, it's not us. Though.
It's not
He
us.
doesn't necessarily need to appeal to us, anyways. And this is what I'm saying.
Which is also his point about. You know what I mean? Like.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's my thing. Is that so? From that point, my thing is that listen, I'm sorry to say this, but at the end of most days, bro, this guy can switch his lights off and go to sleep.
Yeah.
If Kanye West says tomorrow, I don't want to stop making music. I'm done, man. I just want to relax. I want to enjoy the rest of my life, bro. He's set, man.
Yeah.
Why like my thing is like, why do we give so much time and so much consideration for someone who's they set, bro? Where's the community that now holds Kanye West, you know what I mean, accountable for being like, listen, you had this big old deal with Adidas and Gap, yeah? Where's all the black employees, bro?
Yeah.
Where's the fashion brand that you're talking about making that you've made with this money? Where is it, bro? Where you hire all your own people and then do it and then give the freedom that you're talking about. What are you talking about?
But here's the other thing, though. The other side to it is, like, that's how we feel about Kanye. It's like, man, he's got everything going for him. Why do you know what I mean? Why do we care about what Kanye's done? But it's like, okay, what's the opposite of that? Who's the guy down the road from you that's really struggling? Like, do you know what I mean, we're like, why do we give that same energy for someone that doesn't have all the money in the world? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's my point. But that's the reason why sometimes I find it difficult to look into this stuff. Because as a community, I think, bro, we've got so many other things going on. Bro, well, listen. We'll sing to the highest. I don't even want to sound like one of them guys, but we'll sing to the highest heavens for a man that come out of jail.
Yeah, yeah.
And for the guy who's actually graduated, like I couldn't even tell you the average amount of men that have graduated or going to be graduating this year from London.
Yeah, no, for
sure.
sure.
Be able to.
Yeah.
I should be able to. If I'm talking about sort of like bringing up the community and doing my part as a community person or whatever, then I should know those numbers.
Yeah, bro.
I know, bro. I can probably estimate Kanye West's. I can estimate Ye's net worth closer than I can tell you the amount of black men that would have graduated this year. That's insane.
It's what we put value in. We need to. I think that's what we need to really have a conversation about, and like, you know what I'm saying? As a community, what are we putting value in?
I personally think as a community, we're too scared to admit that there are subgroups within our community, and I think
there what? Sorry.
There's loads of different subtypes of community, and I think we keep trying to do this thing of because we're still sitting at the bottom of the barrel that we know we need to mobilize together, but there's too many fractures within us, though. Yeah. And that's normal, that's human, yeah. But I think for whatever reason, we're trying to. I don't know, because I think I'm sorry, I know I'm jumping about a bit, man. I think my thing is that fair enough that we push Kanye and that we want him to do well and whatever have you. And sometimes I think to myself, for all of these guys, the Jay-Z's or sitting in these kinds of positions, I'm thinking, why are we putting so much into these guys, bro?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about expectation.
Yeah.
Why do we expect these men to carry a whole community like that, bro?
Because that's the zenith.
Because none of them.
That's success.
All right, Diddy, Jay-Z, Ye. Even if you look here, let's name some English names here. Elba. Let's go like I'm talking about people that have kind of like made quite a big success. Boyega.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you look at some of the like Mikel,
Letitia Wright,
Letitia Wright.
Steve McQueen.
Tell me, Steve McQueen. All right. So of all these names, all these names, tell me which one of them is a chartered lawyer or chartered accountant.
Yeah, but we don't know them names. We know.
Tell me anything. Tell me anything that they do or that they're qualified in that actually shifts things.
We got Oswald Boateng. He makes amazing suits.
No, he makes amazing suits. But what I'm saying is like, tell me how any of them that are politically aware enough to be leaders.
But you
should see constantly holding that position.
But I gotta say this though, it's like what we place value in. Again, like, is it a bad thing? That
no, it's not a bad thing. But then let's stop complaining about things not moving when we're not putting ourselves into positions where where the things are really moving, bro. Entertainment and sports it influences, bro. It doesn't move. Entertainment and sports, they're influencers, bro. They're not cogwheel. They're not cogs. They're not the main engine, bro.
But hold on now. I gotta push back though, because when you look at like every single sport, right? I'm talking about basketball, tennis. Do you know what I mean? Football. Like when you put black people in these spaces, we dominate. And so my thing is this.
Dominate as what though, bro? That's my point.
But hold on 1 second. Hold on. But I'm saying if we do dominate, I'm not adverse to where you're strong. Do you know what I mean? Show up. Like, let's look at our strengths here. If our strengths ain't necessarily doing the lawyer thing in terms of a majority, then why not be, do you know what I mean, the 80, 90, and the 90 percentile in terms of like how much we influence culture in terms of clothing, fashion, music.
But you know why I say it's a problem?
Go on.
Because then we don't have the back foundation or the ground foundation that's to know how to protect that influence when we have.
But hold on. But I think coalition, I think then it comes to like partnering up, and I think it's important to kind of like, I don't think it's a bad thing if we don't dominate in certain spaces.
No, I don't think it's arena, but at least you know what is. I would say this, So you see, if I was at this point, and again, I'm talking in hindsight. I'm talking in shout out hindsight.
Yeah.
I'm talking like, speaking, or I'm talking from a place of like ideally how I would do this. If I was in a position of Jay-Z or Diddy or whatever have you, I would now be starting a law school. I would have started a law school ages ago.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And then I would have said, listen, you lot are gonna have jobs straight away because guess what you're gonna be doing? You're gonna be lawyers for my arts.
Mm.
And
Yeah, empowering.
Bro, that's a very easy. Like, to be honest, like, but why won't you do that? Why won't these men do that, bro? Because the moment you give them man the lawyers to protect themselves, you stop making your pocket.
Yeah.
So what's really important, bro? My pocket or the community pocket?
Yeah, we're not doing much to sustain our community.
We don't sustain our community. We'll come in, we'll take from it, we'll leech from it and do whatever, and then turn around and just and say, oh yeah, for my people, and that's a marketing play, bro, just to get people's pockets to open up again, bro. You know what we have? Being born and raised in the UK, a perspective that a lot of have you been to Nigeria before? You've been to Africa before? No, I haven't. You know, bro, I haven't. It's on my list, bro. Bro, I'll tell you this: when you go to Africa, like for me, I had an aha moment. Like, I get it. When you see a freaking mango tree growing, a banana tree growing, animals everywhere, like it literally feels like you're walking on gold. You could throw a seed in the ground. A couple years later, you've got a whole freaking, you know what I mean, a whole tree growing of whatever fruit seed you threw. It's abundant. Africa is abundant. Everything. There's nothing that doesn't come from Africa. So when that's the understanding and that's the reality, it kind of makes you think, oh, I understand why there's this time thing doesn't exist. Africa people run on rhythm. It's like, man, yeah, we'll be there when we be there. It's like there's a luxury that they have. See what I'm saying? What, in Africa? From when I went to Ghana, that's what I felt. I felt this kind of blasé, nonchalant, kind of like everything will work out energy. See what I'm saying? So they have the time, they have the luxury to be like, you know what, let me make some music. Is that a luxury though? Well, everything's perspective. I think it's a luxury. Whereas if you're like from the Caucasus Mountains in the freezing cold, it's like, no, I have to be aware of time. We have to come together, because if we don't, we won't have enough food it will be famine. Everyone will die. It's like, that's the reason why I think people from like the colder countries have more of a focus on like structure and timing and like things having to be done at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? That's my perspective. How do you explain the Egyptians building the pyramids then?
Well, that's a whole nother thing.
That would have been oh yeah, we'll build the pyramid. Then oh, let's build the first part of this like now, and then in 200 years we'll build the next part.
Yeah,
If we do, we did, bro.
yeah,
No,
but
bro,
apparently the aliens built that.
It's not even so much a pushback here. That's more on a thing of, again, like understanding my history and understanding my roots. Bro, we were no idiots out here, bro. We were very organized, very calculated people, bro. We are the inventors of maths, science, medicine, bro. Do you know what I mean?
But not from the place of necessity, I don't think.
No, yeah, I do.
Go on.
I do, of course you do, bro. If you're living, if you're in desert climate, bro, you have to adapt to whatever it is, bro. They wouldn't have been just telling the time for the sake of telling the time, bro. Everything in evolution is of something of significance is because we need it, or we feel like we need it. Being able to tell the time is a very significant thing, bro. Medicine, a very significant thing. Maths, they wouldn't have been able to build the pyramids without maths. They wouldn't have been able to make the medicine without the science. They wouldn't have been able to set people's time shifts and be organized without being able to tell the time. So these things, as far as I'm concerned, well, no, there were no thing, and I think sometimes we do ourselves a disservice, I think, as people, to make it think that these things are just blasé things that we kind of just stumbled across. No, we didn't.
I think
everything that we've done in history, even though it's made to look different, we've done with ultimate purpose and intention. Not only have we known it, we've also thought about it and known that it could be done without having any sort of like, think about it, bro. We're the first inventors of mass time and these things. That means we really didn't really have that much to go back on to understand in the first place.
I think it's inspired.
By,
I mean, I don't know. Like, what happens? Let's talk about Isaac Newton when the apple fell on his head. Oh yeah, then now it's like an inspired thought. That's where gravity works. That's the idea. I don't know if that really happened with Isaac Newton.
oh yeah, maybe, yeah, of course.
But I'm thinking like
again, but what all right, in that case then, yeah. And again, I could be wrong here. I might be being really ignorant here, but excuse me. What did Isaac Newton invent? Yeah, to work with gravity. That's the difference. We discovered time, but what did we do? We started making clocks. We aligned the pyramids with the stars so we could tell the time. When Isaac Newton discovered gravity, what did he do? What he told us about the theory of gravity. Great. What else?
he created a formula.
Okay. But that's like, in many respects, we didn't necessarily create formulas, but we sort of thought, like, listen, if we put these blocks on one on top of another in a specific type of way, to the point where to this day, bro, we can't even fathom how these things were built. There must have been hella formulas in there already, bro. Maybe the truth of the matter is that they didn't even need formulas. That's how intelligent they actually was.
Yeah. I think what I'm
need formulas to keep coming back to, innit? Like,
I think what I'm ultimately.
I know we're going slightly off topic.
Yeah, we're going way off topic. But I mean, also the pyramids is very difficult to speak on because we have no idea what it was created for ultimately and how it was created ultimately. So it's a difficult one to kind of like speak on that. But I do believe, just off of, I mean, this is kind of like me just spitballing here. This is not factual, but I think there's something different that comes from doing something from a head space and doing something from a heart space. And what I mean by that is when you logically try and like deduct things and like and make decisions off the back of like a logical deduction, I think that often comes from a place of like seeing a problem and then feeling like there's a necessity to build something and do something. And I think that's really valid and really important. But I also think, just from my experience being a black African and also being around Africans in African countries like Kenya and Ghana, so on and so forth, one thing I really realize is that a lot of the things that they do that I believe is ingenious is coming from a place of fun. Like, it's not coming from a place of like, oh, we have to do this. It's like, oh, we just know this. Like, the way they speak, their languages are so like, we're speaking like Swahili. Like, their languages are so simplified, and it's like, but it kind of like they've got so many words for things that we don't have words for in English. And I think the simplification can be excused for like kind of like it can be looked at as like, oh, maybe they haven't thought of this or haven't like broken it down in this way. They haven't got like the Western logical deduction way of looking at things. But I think there's actually a real luxury in looking at life in a kind of simplified way and in a relaxed way and kind of like.
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I think I don't believe like us having a hand on so many things in terms of like technology and creating time and blah, 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 and all this stuff and like music and just having that natural inclination to sports and being fast and just like, oh, we figured out medicine. We figured out, you know what I mean? Socrates, blah, blah, blah. I really believe that our affinity with these things is from us not being so like people of the Western world, where I mean, we feel like we have to logically break down everything and kind of like dissect. I think there's an understanding that Africans kind of have that. That means that sometimes we don't fight for things that from the Western side of the things, Western side of the world, we look like. I'm like, why don't things happen in Africa in the way they do in the Western world? Why does Ghana not look like Dubai? Look how long Dubai has been. I mean, why does the Sahara Desert look like Dubai? Do you know what I mean? Like, why is Africa always lost? But when I went there, I was like, oh, actually, maybe we're not lost. Maybe there's like an understanding of like. Anyway, I'm ranting, but I don't know.
I hear you, bro.
Do you? I don't know.
No, I hear you. But sort of like just bringing it back into the context of sort of like the whole Ye thing and all of that.
Yeah.
I think one, we're putting too much pressure on one or a set of individuals to carry us through, which I think is always a myth. Like, it works if there's like, it works if there's a hierarchy that kind of creates an ecosystem. So, for example, in the Italian mafia, for example,
Yeah.
the reason why they were able to sort of do what they did in New York is because they taught their kids to be accountants. They taught their kids to put themselves in those arenas. Same thing as the Jewish community, bro. To ensure, and they created firms. That's what they did. They created their own firms. They didn't just like, go and work for someone. They created their own firms so that they could protect their own.
Yeah.
That's exactly how the Jewish has done it, and that's the reason how they've managed to push the way that they have to get what they want. Because they're not moving the entertainment needle.
Yeah.
They're not. It might seem that way, but what politicians or local MPs are they reaching out to?
Yeah.
Forget they're reaching out to local MPs. They are the local MPs.
The OEM people are like on ownership. That's what they're on.
Right? And so when you have the ownership, you dictate the rules, bro. It's as simple as that. So my thing to that sort of like all of these people and stuff like that is, well, you know, I'll give you another example. I know I keep just kind of jumping between points.
Mm-hmm.
We had Afro Nation, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What happened when it got cancelled, bro? Did we give back the ticket?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I didn't get them tickets, but I know people were struggling over them.
Simple things, bro. Give people back their money.
Yeah.
Great trust in your community.
Yeah. It's again.
Look at what wireless has done. They're still creating a level of trust with their people. Fair enough, they're closing down the show, but they're giving everyone their money back.
Yeah.
They're not saying, "Oh, let's wait till next year." No, they're giving their money back now.
Now, yeah. Yeah, they know what they're doing. But again, it goes back to what you put value in: ownership or being the thing that people want to own.
I think definitely. I think the problem is here, and I think the major problem that I see happening is that we keep trying to take ownership, and build it, one, on this system, and secondly, we keep building it and using a blueprint of what we already know of life and what we experience in our system, which is exploitation and all of these things. Which in their world it works because they're still in many respects finding ways to protect their own. Even if they are like they've got their, obviously like white people, they've got their classes, right? Or we all got a class.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got white elite, for example, you've got the black elite circle, which is, you could easily say like your Ye's, your D's and whatever have you. But your Elon Musk, for example, who's an elite, will find himself on screen talking to lower class people and encouraging them to still offer some level of protection to people like Tommy Robinson and his lot, bro.
Yeah.
Name me a time where I'll give you another example. Black Lives Matter, bro. Perfect example.
Yeah.
We're out here trying to represent and do whatever, and we're now being disowned, and we're being told that, or Black Lives Matter in America saying they're not a part of it. What do you mean?
Yeah, bro. We got problems, man.
What do you mean?
We got problems. One thing I will say though is the problems that we have in our society and our community is and this is why I'm so passionate about these conversations. Sometimes I'm like, I can't be bothered, but sometimes I'm passionate about it because I'm like, the problems that we don't face are the problems that our children will inherit, and their children will inherit the problems that they don't face. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's gonna go on.
It doesn't necessarily matter to people who already know that they sit outside of the majority. Does that make sense? Like, these people know, or like in terms of different communities and stuff, you're trying to race to get to the top because your understanding is as I've said, no one likes oppression, but no one minds seeing it.
Yeah, we're desensitized.
But people don't mind seeing people being oppressed, bro. As long as it's not you.
Yeah.
You're bothered, but you're not that bothered. Like people are complaining about
Facts.
gas prices. I'm like, bro, there's people out here losing their lives. You think I give a damn about gas prices, guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trust me, I'm getting letters coming through my door from all types of bills and whatever. I'm like, brother, listen, give me the bills, bro, and I'll try and make them work somehow, man.
Yeah. Wireless
If you got a
festival,
bridge
man.
between that and what we're doing, but the festival thing, yeah, it's an interesting one, man.
Yeah.
Interesting one. I think wireless has done the right thing. If I'm gonna be honest.
What, cancelling the show?
Yeah. I think if you're gonna stand by something and stand on what your value is, which is bringing good entertainment and artists to a festival,
Yeah.
and they're giving and they've become like the people of Stanford or the Jewish community are now giving Wahala to the point of it becoming this widely debated topic and whatever have you. Then all right, cool. Let's just do
Not do it.
similar to what we seemingly keep doing, especially in the UK. And let's just keep on in many respects. Let's just keep on.
Keep calm and carry on.
Yeah, let's keep on carry on. Let's take away all these things to the point where people just saying we're not gonna come here, bro.
Yeah. People are leaving anyway. People from London are leaving.
Anyways,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which in many respects, you know, it works maybe for particular groups, but in a wider context, probably not.
Hey, man.
It's where like people want to, the place that people used to want to come to for these kinds of reasons are the reasons why people don't come in. You know what I'm saying? I think now is the time. I think where, and I was speaking to a Spanish girl about this when I was out the other night.
Mm-hmm.
She was asking about like how do I feel as like someone who's British, the thought of going for war and you know what I mean and being sort of attacked and whatever have you. And I'm thinking, and I said to her, listen, this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but I know for a fact that even as a black man living here in this country, as far as I'm a British citizen living on British soil, I still, by way of just by geographical location, I'm still one of the top percentile of owners in the world, bro. And I still have a level of convenience that is based on the
in the world,
colonization
yeah, facts.
that I condemn, bro. I condemn the colonization, but bro, I can order something now and have it delivered to my doorstep tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Or I can sometimes leave even
On the same day, same day delivery.
I can order something at 12 p.m. early in the day on my doorstep before 10 p.m.
Yeah, that's luxury.
That's my convenience, bro, and that convenience is not built on fairness, bro. It's not built on righteousness, bro. It's built on colonization and exploitation of people.
Yeah.
I know that the people that deliver to my house are poor people more time than not, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Sometimes when I get annoyed at the fact that man's left my package on the door and it could have been stolen, it's because he needs to run around and he needs to reach his target, bro.
Yeah, I've been there, boy. I remember working for Amazon, bro, doing that nonsense job.
Do you know what I'm saying? But that's my point, and that's really sometimes the reason why when people are like, oh, boycott this, boycott that, it's just like, you know what? Let's do one better. Let's see if everyone's willing to switch off all their lights so that people across the world can switch theirs on.
Yeah, but that's
there ain't no one doing that.
ultimately we're not. Yeah, no one's doing that. Ultimately, we're more selfish than we are selfless.
If the satellites in space go off for a week, we're F. I wouldn't even be able to really speak to you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
We're so reliant on the very system it is that we condemn that we don't even realize it.
Yeah.
And the idea of like playing this fair game and whatever have you and opening up doors for loads of other people, yeah, like that's great. When again, as I said to you, even by for example, but for me and maybe for you and for maybe some more people in our community, for the majority of the community, listen, as far as I'm concerned, even if they're legal or not, immigrants coming into this country, it doesn't really affect me, bro. And I don't feel like it has affected me unless I'm like not. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm losing out on opportunities to people that are coming fresh in from overseas. I don't.
Yeah. It's
You know
mad, yeah,
so
yeah.
So my thing is like, yeah, it's always easy, man. It's always really, really easy. But yeah, I think, he's had the legacy, bro. And I think when you build your legacy in the way that you build it, then you kind of need to see it through.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying
You better stand on business. All that stuff you were saying before. You said that. You better stand on business.
My thing is like you like, and again, but one thing and the reason why I say that is because one of the things that I think these guys have more of, whether they take it as that or not, is that they have time.
Mm-hmm.
As I said to you, if Kanye West disappears now for another couple of years, bro, I promise you, if he comes back after 2 years, people are going to be even more hyped that he's back. Hey,
one thing I also say is I'm super duper on like, man, I'm just observing. Because I'm always going to be able to learn from what you do. I'm always going to be able to learn about not just myself, but the world in which I exist in from observing people. Like, I remember hearing, this is like kind of interesting to mention this person's name, but I remember watching an interview of Minister Louis Farrakhan. and he was talking about when you see men fall, don't laugh, learn.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that makes sense to me, man, because this whole Kanye thing is it's definitely something we can learn from as a
Yeah,
society.
definitely. And I think like the same thing as the Lamar. Honestly, I would encourage everyone to watch that, especially black men to watch Lamar and Bill. And I
Yeah,
think what I got to see from that as a series was the fact that he wanted this lad.
yeah,
He had pushed actually for the fame. And the same thing with Kanye is like bro, like let's not pretend as if you guys don't want the fame, bro. They want the fame. They push for it. And in many respects, they put that above things. Like as I said, when we like that Kanye West documentary, you know the moment where he slagged off a bunch of comedians.
I
Remember
remember.
that? I think there's a moment where he slagged off a bunch of comedians. I
Yeah.
think he was on SNL.
Oh, really?
And I think during one of his performances, he's had a rant and basically sort of like cussed out, sort of like he's discredited some of his comedian friends. You know?
That's yay.
And they're there. As in, like, it's not like he said it and like they're there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys pulls them up behind stage and was just like,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember
what
that.
the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, bro. I'm saying like, nah, bro. Like, bro, you're out here doing shit that is genuinely fucking us up, bro. As you're taking money from man's pocket by doing what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're not. Yeah, and the truth of the matter is, in the grand scheme of things, is that like, and he even said it, bro. You're not gonna see this through with us now.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be the person who turns around and says, oh no, you know what? Let me do something for these guys, and then bro, he's not gonna do that, bro.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And that's the thing, is just like to keep on taking. And again, there's loads of things these guys may do behind the scenes that I'm not aware of, that are quite, you know, that are quite, you know, charitable and quite giving or whatever have you. So again, I could be speaking from a place of ignorance, but I don't know, bro.
We're always, I mean, to be honest, we're always speaking from a level of ignorance. What's the saying? It's like, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is all a game at the end of the day, man. To people like Kanye West, man, he's successful. He's achieved all his dreams, and the idea of him, like, this is actually like him getting blocked from coming to the UK, almost in a weird way makes him more infamous. It's like, it makes him more infamous, the fact that he's been blocked from coming to the UK. So if you see Kanye perform, it's like, wow, I've seen someone that is like at least 2% harder to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, in a weird way, it's kind of worked for him. When you hear him talk about all the stuff he wanted to achieve when he was young, he's done that and then some, and been really specifically, intentionally unapologetic about it. So yeah. Anyway, Wireless next year. I don't know who they'll bring on. Who knows? It might be Don Toliver. Probably not though. Probably not though.
Yeah, no, it's like,
J. Cole.
I don't know, man. It will be an interesting one, man, to sort of see how. As I said, yeah, it'll be an interesting one moving forward to kind of see how things are developing.
Yeah.
I think like you said, I think it's always a good opportunity. It's always a good opportunity for us to learn.
Yeah.
I guess whether we will, or whether we needs to even still be a thing anymore.
Yeah, bro. This whole weed thing.
What I mean? I think maybe that's part of the problem. Is that maybe the problem is that we keep saying we, and maybe there's only a specific group of people within our communities that really want to do this, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's also that could also be another viable thing, you know. So I think yeah, and I think there's a lot, bro. There's a lot to kind of like dissect in a sense, and I think there's a lot for people to try and pay a bit more attention to. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as this guy keeps on creating great music,
Yeah.
it seems to be a reset. That's what it seems like. It seems like he disappoints and then he brings people back with amazing music.
Yeah, bro. It's like that Boondocks episode of R. Kelly. You seen the Boondocks episode, R. Kelly episode of Boondocks? When he's in court singing that song, Step in the Name of Love. Like.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
That's what I mean. Like, we're at that point now. I think like I'd rather see people be honest and be like, listen, I just think I'm like, man. and I'm not changing it. I respect people that are more just like, he is somewhat damaging for the community. There are certain things, but yeah, you know what, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think, as I say, because of the way things are structured, this whole entertainment thing, or being an entertainer, I think that's keeping us trapped, man.
Yeah.
I do genuinely feel like it's keeping us in this space where we keep saying we want different, but we're also annoyed when it gets taken away from us in that regard.
I hear it.
Sometimes it's something I'm just like, oh yeah, but like this is like, you can't take this, and it's just like, well, maybe it needs to be. Maybe we need to be forced into or allow ourselves to be forced into another arena.
Yeah, man. Pressure makes diamonds, though. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the
what I'm
only way some people are gonna adjust and kind of leave there. It's like it's convenient to stay where we are for a lot of people. Why would I change? What?
I've just always thought like it's just always very convenient to sort of like sit on the fence of things and just keep on sort of like discussing stuff until like it's like, alright, cool. The same thing with like, for example, Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's not doing any, bro. You know what's happening? Snoop Dogg did it, bro.
What?
Snoop Dogg, you know what he's been doing, yeah.
He's doing loads adverts. Just eat adverts.
Yeah, but he bought Death Row.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
Everyone's out here thinking, yes, that finally we've got someone who's on site who's gonna, give us back. What ends up happening, bro?
I don't know. Didn't he try and do it through like a crypto thing? NFT?
Yeah, he didn't give no one back their mask. And everyone genuinely thought he was coming in to do what Shug didn't, and he's become another version of Shug.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, again, I know nothing about that. I know nothing about that.
You know what I'm saying? So, but these are the things that keep happening, bro. And I don't necessarily see that changing if the people that we thought was gonna kind of help us.
Bro, like I said before, it goes back to what we place value in. I'm telling you right now, the second we start placing value in us and coming together in us more than the money, bro, you'll see things change. But no, what? My pockets, my house, my crib, my wife, my cars.
But that's what
sacrifice that for the people? Nah, I'm good.
A race. It just feels like a constant race.
Yeah. Until the death.
Out of oppression into being the oppressor.
And that's the problem with the ownership thing. We talk about we need more ownership, but as soon as we get ownership, it comes back down to what we value, and it isn't
I don't think
coming
it's what
together.
We value. I think it's because we're forced to build it in a system and this is kind of how the system is, and it just doesn't suit us.
And so, what do we value in the system that doesn't suit us?
What do you mean?
I'm saying we're in the system.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like we're in the system and we're trying to find what we can within the system that suits us.
Yeah.
And therein lies the problem with, you know what I mean, how we respond when we get what we feel like we need.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, bro. Come on, man. We work in the industry, bro. How many times have we had these types of conversations, bro? Do you know how many times, bro?
Enough times.
Like, this has been something I've been thinking about doing a podcast section about or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, the shock that I've had sometimes speaking to some of my peers and how they kind of like operate in this industry is wild.
Yeah, bro.
I genuinely remember, I said to you before, I genuinely came into like this part of the industry to work out for my peers, yeah. And the mindset of a lot of my peers is insane. I'm thinking to myself that the games that I've been played on myself when I've been in certain arenas that are not familiar to me, i.e. sort of like my white counterpart colleagues and whatever, it's been a certain kind of way. And I remember the feeling of sort of like getting into sort of like starting to work my peers and being recognized by my peers. It's something that I'd always wanted, not because I wanted to be, ooh, like, look at me, but it was more just on a thing about actually, you know what, nah, like, I feel like I've got so much to bring to the table for my peers now that I've gone off and learned all this stuff. I can't wait to work for my peers. And by far, bro, if I'll be honest, if there's been a number one slower in terms of slowing down my career, in terms of progression, even though I'm still doing bits, is working with my peers, thinking that we were all in this together. To only be told by a lot of my peers,
there's levels to this. Yeah, man.
There's levels to this, and like, no, it's not what you think it is, Chad. I'm like, so many of my friends have been like, bro, it's the game, like, you got there. And I'm like, yeah, but I didn't think that was in my own people, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I hate that. I hate people that talk like that.
I remember thinking, like, wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, I hear you, but I didn't. Bro, you think I played this game with these lot over here to play it here?
Yeah, it's bonkers.
Like, nah, bro, you're mad. Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? You lot are crazy, bro.
And that goes back to the leadership thing, man, the ownership thing.
And then what ends up happening, bro, is that because I know for a fact and I see as a person that unfortunately I can't then go and create the infrastructure that I need to be sustainable for myself and my people, what am I forced to do?
Do it on your own.
I'm forced to now be sustainable for myself, bro. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Because I want to be helped by like, people and be sustainable.
Yeah.
I want us to all do that. But when I come into these arenas, and bro, and this is what I'm hearing, bro, I've not even got to start thinking about, not even doing a sharp U-turn. I now got to start thinking about, bro, I'm going to have to balance this out a bit more. I'm going to have to go back to working with some of these other people.
Yeah.
Because they'll put me through the nonsense.
Oh, my gosh.
Fuck.
You know what, though? I will say this, though.
It's like being in a band, though, bro, honestly.
I will say this, though. It's like, what's the saying is, the people that bother us the most are our perfect teachers. Because in a weird way, we have an attachment that's not too dissimilar to them. It's like, you know, love and hate is in the same kind of like, it's in the same frequency. And I think one thing I'm learning about the things that really bother me is I have attachments and expectations that they are on the opposing side to. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm so offended when I'm in a space, in an arena with people that I value as like part of my culture and like almost family, and they don't, you know what I mean? They don't think like how I would expect them to, or they don't move how I'd expect them to. If anything, they move snaky.
Yeah.
But that's probably my fault. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
It's my fault for expecting them to have a mentality of oneness and a mentality of abundance. Like,
But why wouldn't you do that if that's what's being marketed, though? Because let's not like.
what your community has a marketed persona.
Yeah, bro. I was like, bro, look at the amount of programs we've got to do with like diversity and inclusion and them kind of things, like things that are put in front of us that we say that we're fighting for.
Nah,
Behind
bro.
closed doors, like you see, obviously, we see how people actually move.
Really, truly, them shits ain't really by us. It's
No, they're not biased, but even people like I'm talking even. I'll give you an example. Yeah, I won't say who this person is, but I know of someone who's very well revered in our peer group of the industry. Yeah, this person has sat countlessly on panels and done programs with young people, taken and then all the funding that comes with it and whatever have you, taken the sort of like the attention that comes with it. So when he told me maybe last year that admittedly they know they're not a good mentor and that mentoring is not their thing. And I didn't bother to say anything to this person, but then I thought, then why are you holding that position? You gladly hold that position. Though.
yeah. Again, well, how much
And you
bread
got
are they
young
getting
people
from
alive
that?
and young people or like people like myself when I was coming in, I'm thinking, bro, how the hell do I do this? Because even from my peer groups, I'm not really getting the look in or the support that. And it's like, well, because they're holding position just for the sake of,
Yeah.
you know. And so I think
Mad.
yeah, it's a tricky one.
But yeah, yeah, bro. We can talk about this all day though, for real.
All very damn day.
All day. But this is a dope conversation. I'm gonna bear to clip up. I need to clip up this shit and then post it up now. Whilst it's fresh off the press.
We'll see, man. It's sort of like, again, another example is like, how many people do you know in the industry where you might tell someone something that's like someone's F you over or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your dear friend that you're telling this to. And then you see that dear friend of yours work with the person who snaked you now. And now you just got to sit there and just be like, well, they got to get theirs, right?
Mm.
But
You know,
you can't even be, that loyalty is a thing it blows like a feather in the wind, bro.
yeah, I just seen this mad thing, bro. Jake Paul, he said, I got a blackface skit coming. Don't switch up when it drops. Everybody talks about fairness until it's their turn to be offended.
Well, bro, to a certain degree, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, bro. Because when we go to these comedy shows, how many jokes do we make about the oil? And it's okay.
I mean, yeah, bro.
Trust me, it really be like that, bro. In terms of like, it's always easy to say this is how you want things and certain things to be okay when you're now in that driver's seat, innit? But that's why it's when we were all protesting about like the freedom of speech and whatever have you, I'm thinking, yeah, you lot are protesting. That freedom of speech is not just exclusive to you, though.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna fight for it and you're gonna say it, understand that other people that don't have the same viewpoints with you, by and large, and you're gonna have to deal with that. And that's what we're dealing with now. We're getting annoyed because people like Donald Trump and Elon Musk and that and what's his name, Andrew Tate are allowed to have platforms. I'm like, well, yeah, because we protested for freedom of speech. What did you think it was gonna be?
Yeah, like, yeah, man.
What did you think this was gonna be? What, we were just gonna have the freedom of speech and that's it?
the problem is our expectations and our attachments.
It's delusional.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But again, like I know what's wrong with it. I know what's wrong with it. Ultimately, outside of the little intricate things, I mean, like we're talking about subjective things. I'm a black man. People went through a bunch of stuff, and so this can't happen. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about that from a subjective understanding. There's someone else that has an opposing subjective understanding, and it's like, well, who's like talking about like people that we're allowed to have platforms, and that's not the internet. Everyone has a platform. And with everyone having a platform, trust me, your algorithm can be hella racist. It could be hella anti-Semitic. It could be hella freaking pro-black. But it's like, I know what algorithm I have, and I know when every now and then, like a Jake Paul saying something like this infiltrates my algorithm. It's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, well, this is gonna be problematic. But I think we have a big problem on our hands, and sometimes shit has to get messy before it gets clean. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you need to, burn shit up for new things to grow. I mean, like sometimes, so I'm like, yo, if Jake Paul's the person to do that, then cool, go ahead, man. Like let the chips fall where they may. But I can guarantee you, when that blackface skit comes out, he's going inside. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
he's
100%,
going inside.
bro.
Yeah.
I definitely would say. I think, yeah, man. We'll see we'll see how this goes, man. We'll just see how this goes, because again, like, bro, do you know what's mad to me?
I can't.
This guy threw on a MAGA hat, bro.
Who? Jake Paul?
No, bro. Yeah, bro. This guy's done so much.
Yeah, bro.
I
Yeah.
think sometimes we forget, like, some of the antics this guy's pulled off.
I don't forget, bro. I know every single thing he did.
Bro, I'm gonna be real, bro. Like, are you not blind? You not like, bro. This guy, when he felt like he wanted to, he left us like the community in the dust, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he said black slavery was a choice. He said all that stuff. I don't forget any of that stuff.
And I don't know if you ever remember the guy who spoke to him on TMT and basically gave him a talking to and basically said, bro, like, you're saying this from a place of being so privileged to be able to say this stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your reality is not our reality, bro. And you're speaking on behalf of us as a people. Like, this is not what we feel and this is not what we think.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? And they have to talk to him on that level and be like, bro, like, you're fucking us up there, bro.
You're making us look bad.
You're making us look bad while still being able to escape and live the luxury, bro. And that's the effed up thing about it. It's not even the fact that it's even affecting you like that.
But hold on, wait.
That's another example of like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but let's take Ye out of this. Ye is for me, he's the talking piece. He's the mouthpiece of of the foolishness. Like, but if he didn't exist, there'd still be issues that we have. You know what I mean? We still need to face. It's like when Ye does certain things, it enables us to kind of like be like, okay, Ye's the problem. But I'm like, outside of Kanye West, like Kanye West is in a weird way, like he's like, for me, and this is controversial to say, I think Ye's kind of like a necessary evil because he forces us to look at ourselves and say, well, he's part of our community. Well, how did that come out of our community? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how is that a representation of us? How is this someone that we still, like, look at how we respond to when his new album comes out. He called his new album Bully. People are like, it's the hardest thing. It's called Bully off the back of everything else he said. And we're still like, this is the hardest thing. Does a show, SoFi, amazing stadium set. But we're supporting it, loving it, wireless tickets sell out. And then all of a sudden the government steps in and is like, no, we don't actually. We want to stand against some of the things he said about anti-Semitism. It's not us talking about when he said, black, white lives matter, wore a MAGA hat. It's not us saying, he said slavery was a choice. It's not us. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not standing. So I think it's easy to look at Ye and be like, he's the problem. Why are we platforming? I think it's ultimately on us to kind of look at ourselves and be like, well, why don't we stand for some of the stuff that the Jewish community stand for? Look how much they're standing for, like, do you know what I mean? Their Jewish faith. It's like, what? No, we're cancelling them from even coming to the UK. This ain't even a Jewish country.
well, I know, but look at that, though, bro. We're not even a Jewish country like that, but I mean, we are, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. But you know what I mean.
That's mainly because of the relationship that are going on right now, and kind of we know where the power sits.
Yeah. If you ask Prince Charles,
sits, but just in terms of like the fact that we're in many respects we're heavily influenced by Israel because of the deals that we have
yeah.
put
But
in place.
you look at the royal family, we're a German Christian country.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I think even that's what I'm saying, man. I think we'll see what ends up happening. It'll be interesting to know kind of like what goes down. Maybe another conversation is I think was the that's it. You know, Tim, the guy that won The Apprentice.
I don't know him, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, but he recently, the first ever Apprentice winner was a black man. I can't remember his surname now.
Yeah.
But he's done a podcast with the guy who runs Prince of Peckham. And they were even talking about the MBE. And they were talking about how, with the MBE and stuff, like, people are upset that both of them took the MBE when they was offered it.
Yeah.
And their kind of thing is, well, we're not doing it for the community, we're doing it for our parents. And I'm thinking, I'm scratching my head here, and I'm thinking, I don't even know how that makes sense to me.
Oh, look, hold on, wait, it's come out. So Ye has apparently released a statement following the ban from the UK. And he said, I know words aren't enough. I'll have to show change through my actions. Exactly what we're talking about. To those I've hurt, I've been following the conversation around wireless and want to address it directly. My only goal is to come to London and present a show of change, bringing unity, peace and love through my music. I would be grateful for the opportunity to meet with members of the Jewish community in the UK in person, to listen. I know words aren't enough. I'll have to show change through my actions. If you're open, I'm here. I don't know, when did this come out? I don't know if that was after or before the ban.
You know what? You see that? That's probably the smartest move you could have made.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's my point. Is when you stand on business, this is kind of what it looks like, bro. It's not. Oh well, I've said sorry enough times now. You should open the doors for me. It's not. No, man. We did your bid. Remember, I was saying to you before, ride your bird, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Ride it, bro. Like if it means you gotta lose a couple of shows and whatever have you, then be that, bro.
I said, ride your bird.
You know what I'm saying? As a community, I kind of think that we're obviously already forgiven. You know what I'm saying? Like but that doesn't mean that it doesn't leave the aftermath of what it's like, bro. It's like driving a car around London like a madman, and then you lose the tire, and then inside the tire, like you've lost the brake disc, for example, and you put the tire back on, and you're still expecting the car to brake in the same way, bro. So it's like it's not gonna happen that way, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to go to the garage. You might need to go there a few times and get that brake replaced or get it fixed properly, and then you know what I mean. Then you'll be back on smooth ground again. But I just want to know, like, because again, it's an interesting one, man, because it really does come to like the value of things, as you said. Because I remember when Chris Brown went to jail.
Yeah.
Bro, and there's women outside with their kids waiting for man, bro.
Yeah.
And you're like, brother, you mad. You know the amount of people I know, especially women, the amount of women I speak to about Chris Brown, and I'm just like you are completely against domestic violence, as you should be. But this guy, and they'll be like, yeah, but come on, it's Chris Brown. And I'm just like, Lord have mercy, bro.
But there you go. That's what I'm saying. So it's like the conversation about forgiveness and atonement and like community and all that stuff and values, it's really a subjective conversation. And I think the best way to approach that conversation is to not like outsource of, like I kind of always look at myself. Like I see people do things that I disagree with and I'm like, why do I disagree with it? It's not about, damn, doing some madness. Because sometimes I see madness and I'm like, bro, this is crazy to me. But I'm like, bro, I can't control people. Do you know what I mean? That's like, there's a saying, I remember watching this video with Sadhguru and he was talking about, he has like a volunteering kind of thing, community, and it's like millions of people. And one time, one person came up to him and said, I can't work with this person. Like, this person in the community is like, is insufferable. And Sadhguru said to this person, is like, the people that are the best to work within, best bear in mind, this is a volunteering thing. He's like, I can't get rid of this person, they're volunteer. But the best people to work with are the people that are able to work with like all sorts of people. If you're dealing with someone that wants to work with this type of person, this type of person, they don't realize it, but they inadvertently are the hardest people to work with because they've got all these demands of the kind of people they work with. Do you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I'm to kind of end my rant. Primary school taught me, be the change you want to see in the world, man. I'm looking at all these people and I'm like, you know what? I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. But man, it's so much more important to me to be the light in dark spaces rather than, do you know what I mean? being the one that points out the bunch of dark nonsense things that don't make sense to me. You know what I mean? But anyway, rant over. Damn, we've been on the phone for an hour and 40 minutes, man. I feel I'm so grateful for you. Do you know what I mean? Just jumping on this call. But yeah, I think it was a necessary conversation to have, and yeah, I'm gonna clip this up and then start sharing that like crazy on socials. It's growing slowly but surely. I'm still streaming every day, and like Sash says, hopefully by summertime. Do you know what I mean? This thing is massively growing. So, yeah, man.
No, that's all good, man. It's all good. Keep doing. Just keep pushing, man.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, very, very interesting, man. Very interesting, yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, bro.
But I appreciate you, man. And yeah, maybe we go again on Friday. Let me know. But we gotta watch Invincible. That's tomorrow. It's happening. Yeah, bro. We act like Invincible didn't happen, bro.
Call me when you're done, innit?
What, tomorrow?
No, call me about Invincible for tomorrow. We'll talk about it.
All right, cool. Yeah, let me know times and stuff, and we can run that.
Yeah, alright, then.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Alright, chat. Bless up, man.
Peace. Yeah, W's in the chat. In a bit, bro. Peace. Shout out, Chad, man. Hey, we're gonna keep saying W's in the chat. Shout out everyone in the chat until there's actually people in the chat. You gotta speak into existence, man. Yeah, bro. Invincible. Next, tomorrow. We are talking about it. Shout out to Mandem. Shout out anyone that follows me. Shout out everybody. And yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch. Yeah. Shout out everybody. Yeah.